Hi, everyone. My name is Tiffany Hoff, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I also have the privilege of being the associate director of the UNK Counseling Center, where we do mental health counseling sessions with our students. We know, though, that this is a time where coronavirus isn't just affecting the mental health of our students, it's also affecting the faculty, staff, and the numerous employees that work at UNK. So just wanted to take this time to reach out to everyone and give a few suggestions maybe on how to cope during this crazy time. One of the things that all of us have in common is that coronavirus affects all of us in uniquely different ways. And although I don't know each one of your stories, I know that we're all in this together and that it's probably had an effect on you in some way, shape, or form that is more of a negative than a positive, or something that's been hard to adjust to. Maybe it's your physical health or more of your emotional well-being. So again, just a few moments to talk about some things that might be useful in helping you cope with this. Coronavirus and all of its effects, pretty much out of our control what is happening. And as much as we can control it by staying at home or not going into work, or for some of you, continuing to go into work, we still just don't have a lot of control over this. And sometimes that can make us feel like everything in our life is out of control. So it's really important during this time that we just try to manage it in the best way possible. And one way to do that is by not making things worse for ourselves, which sounds very simple, but it would be easy to fall back into some bad habits or create some new unhealthy coping skills to get through this time. It probably feels like right now that coronavirus is not a temporary thing, because this is a long temporary that we're looking at. But we believe it's temporary, that eventually we are going to be able to return to what our normal used to look like, that we will be able to reconnect with family, friends, and coworkers, and that, even if there are some pretty significant life changes, that we can get through that in the best way possible. So one area that I wanted to focus on today is on gratitude. And you might think I'm crazy for talking about gratitude. Maybe you're somebody who's like, what is there to be grateful for during this time of stress and worry and anxiety and health risks? It's probably not natural for us to focus on being grateful for what we have right now in our lives. So practicing gratitude may not come naturally, but it's so important. So important for our brains to cultivate some more positive emotions to offset all of that stress and anxiety that's happening right now. It would be easy to default and look at all of the things that we don't have. And so practicing gratitude, even when you don't feel like practicing gratitude, is a useful way to help you get through this time without making things worse. I want to show you, let me share the screen here. I want to show you a 21-day gratitude challenge. And if you notice here, this 21 Gratitude Day challenge comes out of the American Heart Association, probably because they know that heart attack and strokes are caused a lot by stress. And that if we can use gratitude to combat stress, why not share that with everyone? So let me just scroll back up here. This is the challenge, that for the next 21 days, you take a moment, and it's just a moment, to answer each one of these gratitude prompts. So for example, day one says, write down one thing you're really good at. Day two, find 3 positive ways to describe yourself. Take a photo of something you find beautiful. If something frustrates you today, take a moment to reframe and find something that is going your way. I won't read them all to you, but you can certainly return to this video each day or maybe take a screenshot of this to get all 21 prompts. You can also just search it on the internet at the American Heart and Health Association 21-Day Gratitude Challenge. Another simple way to do a gratitude challenge is simply just to write down every day 3 things that you are grateful for. So for example, I am grateful that I have food. I'm grateful that I have shelter. I'm grateful for my child. And the key here is that every day you do this, you try to find something different to be grateful for. Maybe it's for a cup of coffee, or maybe it's for that quick phone call you had with a family or member or friend. So if you don't want to do the 21-day challenge, you could certainly just do 3 gratitudes every day. And again, doing it even when you don't feel like it. It's work to try to do this stuff, but I think that the benefits outweigh the work. One more thing I want to share with you is why practice gratitude, especially when it feels like this is a time where there's not a lot to be grateful for. So I want to share with you some of the research behind gratitude. And it says here, gratitude can have a significant positive influence on our physical and mental health. But like other healthy habits, even though we know it's good for us, we often struggle to practice it consistently, particularly in times of high stress. So why is it hard to practice? Well, let's face it, it's easier to focus on what we don't have or our imperfections and our problems. It's easier to focus on that than it is to be grateful for what we have. Violence, natural disasters, political climate, maybe it's a rough year financially, maybe it's coronavirus, but we're inundated with negatives nearly 24/7 from news and social media, especially now. So we have to work extra hard to find the good in ourselves and in the world around us. Practicing gratitude has to be an intentional practice. To get the benefits of gratitude, we have to practice it consistently, which means you have to incorporate gratitude into your already maybe overscheduled or underscheduled, overstressed life. The reason that I suggested a 21-day gratitude challenge is that we know that doing something 21 days consecutively can form a new habit. So if you can do the gratitude challenge 21 days in a row, it becomes intentional and then it just shifts to becoming part of your daily life. Setting an intention to practice gratitude is a commitment to do it again, even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to do when things are going well, but when problems are piling up and the world seems to be falling apart, maybe we don't know how we're going to get through the day. It's really hard to be grateful. So we have to do it intentionally. It's okay to start small. If you're struggling to find something to be thankful for, there are small things we can be grateful for, even in our darkest days, but you might have to look harder for those things, like digging for a buried treasure. It takes effort, but the reward is great. Try to identify one good thing, a supportive person, a comfy sweater, hot water, hot tea, even that you're able to watch this video, and try to stay open-minded because your first response might be to minimize the positives and focus on the negatives. But by practicing gratitude, we can actually train ourselves to spot the positives. And that means with practice, it becomes easier to identify the things you're grateful for and to develop an open and joyful heart, as well as a greater appreciation for yourself and the world around us. It's not going to make your problems disappear, but it does help them feel more manageable. Try a gratitude journal. We've already talked about this. Here are some other prompts if you would like to look at these questions and answer them as your intentional gratitude practice. And encourage you to try this. I know it takes time and effort, and there are days that I don't want to do it either. But both myself, my coworkers, and even the students that I work with now, we can attest to how gratitude can help us put a different perspective on things that are really tough right now. I encourage you to try it. Can't hurt anything for sure. We're thinking about all of you, and hoping that all of you are well.